Just to show you what a strange world this is. Christie was going to run for president. I think it was in 2012. I hosted him at Mark Zuckerberg's house in Palo Alto as an exploratory thing for running for president. How strange is that? Christie, who I worked with to help legalize sports betting, Christie sued the federal government saying, why do we not have sports betting in our Atlantic City casinos? We worked with him when I was on the board of FanDuel to support that case. Of all the places, he decides to do the fundraiser at Zuckerberg's house. And I asked, and I know Mark a bit, and I've known Christie for years and his wife, Mary Pat, and I've known Mark since before he started the company. He actually came to my offices when I was the CTO of Tribe because he was friends with Peter Thiel and Mark Pincus, my co-founder. And I got to babysit him for a week while he's still a student at Harvard. It's one of those crazy stories. And so I'm at his house and I ask him, I go, Mark, so explain to me, how are you doing a fundraiser at your house for Christie? He said, do you remember when we donated all that money to the school thing? We donated $200 million to the state of New Jersey. See, I became very close with Mary Pat and Christie, and I really like how practical he is. I would describe Mark as apolitical at this point in time. I'd say he was moderately to the right, if anything, but was certainly apolitical in general at that point in time. And I remember all these lefties are in the house. John Doerr, who was an investor in my company, I'm like, John, you're about as lefty as it gets. He says, Mark invited me because he wants me to hear what Christie has to say. I was like, well, that's actually pretty cool. That's when you started to realize a little bit about how politics works. Sometimes, if someone important enough invites you, you're going to come anyway. And I remember John Doerr saying that to me. He said, Mark invited me, and so I want to hear what Chris has to say. Interesting.